Taurus, my loves, how are you? Thanks for being here. This is your reading for whenever you find it, really, but we're in mid-July as I'm recording it. Full moon is about to come up on the 13th. I just said in the Virgo reading, I think it's in Capricorn, and I didn't think to actually check. I could check, but the energies are the energies and they'll show up in the cards anyway. But full moons are kind of a time for releasing. Yeah, let's bring in new things. Let's start with an oracle card for you. I feel like everything's quite loud in your life at the moment, Taurus. I don't know why. Whether that's literally you're trying to listen to this reading and you've got like children screaming in your ear or something, or I don't know. I just get a sense of loudness, but it could just be representative of kind of sensory overwhelm or something. I'm not entirely sure. Or alternatively, for some of you, you could be being very loud, very vocal. All the best singers I know are Tauruses. I do feel like a lot of Tauruses are very musical, so I don't know. Anyway, there's something. Maybe you just started learning a new instrument or something. I don't know. I just feel it could be about being vocal about an issue or something. I don't know. Just something that I picked up on as soon as I kind of started with your energy. So I've got two oracles cards for you here. Yeah, this is very Taurus, this card. Ancient Oak Spirit and Foggy Bog Patience. Cards 18 and 2. Okay. It kind of feels like you're someone's rock, Taurus. I swear I've had this for you before. See, this is that kind of sturdy, fixed Taurus energy. Feels like you're being very strong for other people. I don't know if that's children or a partner or however it applies to you, but there's a sense that you're so strong you've almost become sort of stuck. You know, bogged down. Yeah. What an interesting combination of cards to get together from this oracle. I feel like you more need to embrace the energy of the willow tree spirit, which is what Virgo just got. I'm going to find the card for you. Because that's about kind of, you see, this strength that's in this energy of this oak card, it can be so strong and rigid that sometimes when you're pushed you can break. So it's about considering that against the sort of energy of the willow tree spirit, which is that flexible energy where when you're pushed you bend instead of breaking. And I feel like that for a lot of you is the type of energy you're being asked to consider drawing on. And of course this card, what is it? There we go, it took me ages. Yeah, I feel like that's something you're more being asked to draw on. So yeah, there's that good old sense of Taurian stubbornness coming through, and maybe you're being quite loud and vocal in your stubbornness with that energy that hit me as soon as we opened the reading. Yeah, it feels like you're really standing up for something you're believing in. Being very, I don't know, there's some sort of link between being very vocal, loud, I want to say loud, and strong. Alternatively, this could be someone else's energy that you're experiencing. Roles can always be reversed. By the way, do bear in mind this is a collective reading. Pulling on collective energy, not every single message is necessarily going to be for you. I'm just going to leave this card here for you as well for the duration of the reading. Let's get you some light seers, my loves, from Tarot Wise. Yeah, there is, it feels quite overbearing, this energy. For a lot of you it could be someone else's energy. And there's a sense of stuckness. Ten of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I feel like there's a situation that's like kind of not harmonious, if you like. You know, this is a sort of represents a scene of family life here, and it's come out reversed. You know, sometimes with reversals it's an incoming energy or a weak energy, but sometimes it feels like an opposite energy, and this is one of those times where it feels like an opposite energy, like just a lack of harmony between your energy and someone else's. So potentially for some of you it could be that someone's being quite stubborn and rigid and unmoving, and you're feeling stuck. And probably you wish they would embrace this energy, hey? But, you know, it could be you as well. Take it as it applies, Taurus. I mean, this does feel quite Taurus, to be fair, this. Rigid energy. What else for Taurus, please? What else for Taurus? I'll take that. You fed up? Oh, right, okay, so this is quite a lot of cards. How many cards flipped? I think I've got them all now. Alright then, we'll go with that. Oh, I'm just going to turn some of these cards over. I can't deal with the energy of all of them all at once. We'll get on to them. That's why I don't like it when loads of cards come out at once. It can be overwhelming. A whole lot of cups. Taurus, what's going on? What's going on with this Four of Cups and Ace of Cups? If you're turning your back on this, what is this? What did this mean to you? I feel like this is this. This cup here is this, and it's like you're not looking at it, you're looking at... This is... I sort of feel like you're turning your back on yourself somehow. This feels like your own connection to Source, or God, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it. I feel like for whatever reason you're looking away from it, you're turning your back on it. It's causing you anguish. Yeah, so we've got... I'll show you the Eight of Swords upright. It actually came out in reverse. Again, with this card, there's a sense of not looking at yourself. Not looking at your own light. I feel like there's a great light within you, but you're something about not acknowledging it. There's a sense that you're feeling pain in your own light. I don't know what that means. You look at yourself. You don't want to look at yourself because all you see is pain. I don't know, it's like the light and the pain are intermingled, so you don't want to look at the light because also then you look at the pain. Why? I don't know why. Probably because of this disharmony between your energy and someone else's energy is somehow linked to not seeing your own self, good and bad. Who is this Taurus? I don't like them for you. Could be almost anyone or anything. It's going to be different for all of you. So your own light is too loud. It's too loud for you, but it's too loud for others. It's too loud for this energy, and that's why there's disharmony. But because it's too loud for them, it's like it's become too loud for you. Make of that what you will. Three of Wands in reverse, Queen of Wands, Judgment. Well, I just feel a sort of sense of desperation here, if I'm going to be honest, which is kind of my job, to be honest. I don't know, do you see desperation in that card, Taurus? What do you see in this card for yourself? I do think it's important for you to see the cards and the energy. I do feel we kind of need to meet each other halfway here. Someone's not meeting you halfway. This person's not meeting you halfway. When have I ever said that in the reading before? Never. Someone's not meeting you halfway. This person, yeah, I don't think they would meet you halfway, and that's why you're stuck. That's why you're stuck in the bog, because it's like you've got to get all the way to their side. Why can't you be met halfway? I do feel, you see, Three of Wands can be a sense of longing. I do feel a deep longing for someone to meet you halfway, and they're not. This is your energy, by the way. This Queen of Wands, it's bloody beautiful. It's just, the Queen of Wands is so creative, passionate. It's just, like, just so literally creative. I want you to take that very, very literally. Not like, oh, she's a creative type, oh, she's an arty-farty type. No. Like, you literally create. You bring things into being. And it's a knock-on effect that you have on other people, I feel. Like, you help people recognise the light in themselves. When you're not turning away from it, that is. There is a sense of you turning away from it. Anyway, this is positive though. Like, after this energy here, I definitely feel like there's the energy within you of embracing this, and it brings about confidence. Queen of Wands is about confidence as well. So within all this energy that feels difficult, there is an inner Taurus that can express confidently. How do you get there? How do you get there? How do you get there? How can we help you get there? Let's pull some more cards. Maybe, I mean, for some of you, obviously everyone's on different timelines. For some of you, you're in this energy and this is past, but I feel like that for the majority of you, you are in this energy that we spoke about at the top. So how do you get into this Queen of Wands energy? I keep hearing that ship has sailed. So like, whatever I said here about longing for this person to meet you halfway, there's also this recognition that that ship has sailed. Five of Wands, conflict, disharmony, conflict, ties in with that Ten of Cups energy we spoke of. How does Taurus get into this Queen of Cups energy? Ten of Cups reversed. I swear I've had this before for you, Taurus. This speaks of relocation to me. It's Ten of Pentacles. Some sort of change in environment anyway. Yes, yes. Oh. Interesting, very interesting energies, because the Queen of Wands is great at making something out of nothing. Like with the traditional Queen of Wands card, she's growing a sunflower in the desert, right? Why should you have to grow a sunflower in the desert though, Taurus? You deserve a rich, nutrient rich environment. I don't feel that you're in that environment. So it's like, on the one sense, I'm getting the energy of like a change in environment is going to help you step into this Queen of Wands energy. But on the other sense, I'm hearing, well, the Queen of Wands can grow sunflowers in the desert. The Queen of Wands can make something out of nothing. Which feels quite conflicted and contradictory. I don't know what to say. Feels a bit of a catch-22. Because it's like, you deserve that rich environment, and I don't feel that many of you are in it at the moment so much. But it feels like, to get into that environment, you have to grow in a way that you can't grow because you're not in that environment. This is the paradox that I feel like, at least you feel you are in. But why is it coming up? Why is it coming up? Because there must be something, there must be a message about how to break this. I think you're a cycle breaker, Taurus. Ha! Wheel of Fortune's all about cycles. You're a fucking cycle breaker, Taurus. So how? 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 Strength. Strength. Excuse me when I knock these cards everywhere. Perhaps you need a believe your own magic card, hey? Yeah, you are absolutely a cycle, but it feels impossible to break the cycle. I so see this paradox of, oh wow, I hope I've explained it okay, because I see and feel it quite clearly. But right, shall we pull another card on how? I mean, yes, strength comes into it, but how easy is that for me to sit here and say, you know? Leo energy. Wow. But you know, I do believe it's possible. You're not the only one. You're not the only one in this position of feeling you need to break a cycle. Page of Cups. Page of Wands. Fuck me. Experiment, curiosity. So as soon as this Page of Cups came out, I felt, I don't know, experiment came into my mind. And then Page of Wands popped out, which is odd because normally I would have that down as the more experimental energy anyway. So you tentatively try new things to see what works, I guess. Maintain a sense of curiosity about the situation. It's new ground. It's new ground. It's a new path. It's an untrodden path. Of course it is, because you're breaking cycle. It's, you know, and it's kind of generational, right? It's sort of feels like you're the first one in your line to do this, to go this way. I guess the advice is to stay curious. Just kind of stay open to what might work and trying new things. Trying new things. And see if that helps you make a little bit of progress kind of out of this, what feels almost like an impossible paradox of needing to grow in ways that you can't grow because the environment's not right. It's like having to create that environment for yourself. It's like having to create fertile ground in a desert. See? He's in a desert. The Page of Wands is in a desert. for me. But look, he's creating growth. He's creating growth in a desert. You know, to a certain extent, a leap of faith is required. Page of Wands is mini fool energy, which does speak about leap of faith. I don't know, Taurus. I think I'm going to leave it there for you, tarot-wise. Yeah, Two of Wands, she says, looking at the bottom of the deck and giving you another card. This came out in reverse. Two of Wands, so there's this, you know, it's that beginnings of growth again. There is a sense of opportunity here with him holding the world in his hands. Four of Cups can also speak of opportunity. Okay, I'm going to get an oracle card for you, and I'm hoping it can maybe say something a bit more articulate about this cycle breaking. That's what the intention I'm going to set when I am drawing an oracle card for you, because I do feel your sense of it just being an impossible paradox to kind of get out of. A bit like the chicken and something about chicken and eggs, you know, like, but you can't have one without the other, so, and yet chickens and eggs do exist, Taurus, so you can do this. You can do this. Okay. How does Taurus break free of this paradox, please? This cycle, thank you. Mending. Card 52. Yeah, I could extend this analogy even further now I've seen this card. I don't know. Yeah. It's almost like you need to mend something, but you don't have the tool to mend it, and you can't create that tool until you've done the mending. That sort of cycle. Come on then, let's see what the book's got to say to bring you out of this cycle, because I flipping just know you can do it. Okay. 52. Mending. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Anything I ever say about forgiveness, really, ever, I would just like you to take as being about forgiving yourself, okay? Because I'm never ever going to sit here and tell you to forgive someone who's done you wrong, because I have no idea what anyone might have done to you ever in your life. And frankly, I think forgiveness in spiritual circles is overrated. And anyway, you know, if that comes to you that you forgive someone, then fine, but if it doesn't, then it's not some sort of unenlightened or whatever position for you to be in to not be able to forgive. Okay, so just a caveat there. The Oracle's message: each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. The Queen of Wands has definitely reclaimed her power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Okay, so set yourself free. So some of you might, you know, if this energy at the beginning did apply to you, some of you might need to make that apology and make amends where you can, if necessary. Yeah. Relationship message: you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and honest redress. Yeah, you very much could be longing to be able to forgive someone else, but, you know, longing for them to make the amends that we spoke of. But, you know, it's about how do you heal even if you don't get that. And actually, I think the focus should be on healing and not on forgiveness as such. Prosperity message. Everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realise that in chasing after a pretty shiny thing, you lost sight of long-term sustainable prosperity. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead to loss or failure. It's time to forgive yourself and others. And others, as and when and if that happens for you. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start again, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Like I say, apply my caveat. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. And I'll just say, I think there's something in this message also about not throwing something out entirely because you don't agree with bits of it. Because I'm just thinking about the way I use these cards as a tool. And I think they're a very valuable tool. But there will be bits where I'm like, no, that doesn't sit with my values. Like, I need to take what you've said there and apply it in a way that does sit with my values. But for me, that doesn't mean I'm going to throw out the whole deck, because I think there's a lot of value in it and I really like working with it. Yeah, so just the way I use these cards, I think there's something in that message for you as well, maybe, somehow. Okay, because no particular thing or hobby or belief system or sort of book or whatever, you're not ever going to agree with everything in it. It's not all of it's ever going to sit comfortably with you. So it's about tweaks, isn't it? And yeah. Anyway. Protection message. Heartbreak is a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness, where we view ourselves as I and the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. And it leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source? So I do feel you're turning your back, setting this energy up here. It's like you are turning your back on source, on God, on the universe, on that light. Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. See, we've got a heart there. She's holding it in front of her heart chakra, well, a bit below. And you can see the heart, and it is wide open. Look, it is wide open. Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You will never be left behind. You are loved more than ever by Spirit, who does not want you to feel alone. One day you will look back and know this truth. Okay, I hope that made sense. I just feel the urge to show you this again. I feel like this might be a little synchronicity for some of you, like literally blue thread. I don't know, it might be a synchronicity for some of you, a song lyric or something. I don't know, or literally some of you have done some mending with blue thread, or I don't know, or thread, or are literally doing some mending of some sort, or sewing. Anyway, that's just for some of you. I don't know. I like to give you the opportunities to have these little synchronicities though, because I want you to know the universe is on your side, because the universe is on your side, in my opinion. It's funny, isn't it? Because there's lots of threads here. There's lots of threads here. Sometimes mending isn't as much about cutting threads, hey, as it is about sewing with threads. Just want to put that out there. Alright, my loves, I hope that was okay for you. I hope you got something out of that reading. Do give it a thumbs up if you did. It does help the channel grow, helps the readings get out in front of people for whom they may apply. And if you haven't subscribed already, feel free to do that as well, because, well, for all the same reasons, but also it does help me pick up on your energy for next time, because you are setting that intention to the universe, and that's one way you can set that intention. All right, my loves, thank you so much.